I do.
Yes.
We're supposed to do this for both of them. There's the city. We're doing something. Oh, it's- No. I took it. Okay, folks, it's 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everyone and let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call, James.
Josh Earl,
Present.
Gwen Hoffman,
Present.
Mitch Magnus,
Present.
Larry Phillips,
Present.
Charlie Pierce,
Present.
Reed Hetty,
Present.
Joel Williams,
Present.
Wayne Cohn.
Present.
You have a full vote.
All right, sir. Thank you. I guess Wayne, would you pray for us?
I will
please?
do it. Please stand. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you this evening, thanking you for this beautiful day that you've given us. Lord, we thank you for the rain we received today. And Lord, at this time, I just ask that you be with the city of Harrison as we go into the year 2026. And I want to say thank you for those sitting up here behind the table. Lord, for the work that they do for the city of Harrison. I just ask that you bless them throughout this year. Lord, I thank you for the department heads the city has and the job that they're doing. And we just ask that you bless all the city employees, those who are associated with the city throughout this year. Tonight, as we go into this business, we just ask that you give us the wisdom we need to make the right decision in the things that we decide on. Go with us, guide and direct us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We got a young man. Come up, Mads. Mads led us in, oh, yeah, come on up here. Okay, he's gonna lead us in the pledge just like he did 2 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Way to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good job, man.
Okay, we have a request that we need to, need approval from the council to add an item to the agenda, and that's the 1A item below. I need a motion to approve to add that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we'll move approval of the minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes of December the 18th as presented.
Second. Okay, that motion and second, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. And now we'll move right down to 1A and I'll turn it over to Mitch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Wade, you want to step up and let us know? I didn't have a chance. Normally, this came so late, I didn't have a chance to coordinate with Wade on it. So when I read all of the packets or the information in it, I'm gonna let Wade take over. So
I apologize, so I won't mince words. I'm asking for permission to take a pretty big swing, pretty big hack at a ball that's coming to. So the USDOT, this is a USDOT grant. Bill that stands for Better Utilizing Investments to Leverage Development Grant Program. That's where the bill comes from. It is a transportation grant at the national level that's available to all levels of government, from state DOTs to counties and cities and metropolitan transportation authorities and things like that. Back when we were doing our master street plan, the 2000 teens, we did identify improvements on Gibson Road, and it is included in the master plan. We started diving into more detail on the planning and design of that starting in 2020 in order to, we have a significant employer in the area that was looking at doing long range planning on the campus. So they needed to get a better idea of what our long range plans were. So we got that process started. Also had the intent thinking, 2020, we might be able to start working on this in 24, 25. Didn't realize in 2020 that the cost increases were going to continue to skyrocket for half a decade the way they did. So this grant is extremely competitive. Only one award was made in Arkansas last year, and that was actually to RDOT. So we would be competing with state DOTs. Now, also lots of cities and counties got awarded. There's a total of 1.5 billion that's going to be available in this round. Last year, there was only $500 million. I don't want to say only $500 million, but comparatively, they put a lot more money into this, which I think increases our chances. Also, some of the new guidelines that they put in that help people look more attractive, help score points is one, opportunity zones. And this is partially in an opportunity zone that impacts one. We are identified as a continuously impoverished community as far as this grant goes. So that helps. They've also split out urban versus rural, and we are considered rural, which will help us because they're splitting the money between urban and rural so that the rural communities aren't we're not going to be competing with Fayetteville or Bentonville or Little Rock or, bigger cities. And I don't foresee, the plan has always been to kind of chunk this out in phases as we can afford it, as sales tax revenue comes in. With the way costs are increasing, some of these long range road plans that we've got planned, if we're only using local funds, we won't get them done. Certainly not in my career, not in my lifetime. Hopefully my life, continues on beyond my career, but it's just what, a project you could do for $2 million in 2020, going into 2020, it's $5-6 million now, in terms of roadway construction and infrastructure. There is a cost because we've got more work to do in order to get the information together to submit on this grant. I put the information in the email. It's estimated, at about 62,000. I think we'll pull some of that money out because some of those tasks we're going to do ourselves. We're going to coordinate with our congressional delegation on getting their support. We're going to coordinate with our local businesses, getting their support in that area, because it is important to show support from major employers from your congressional district. That helps make you much more attractive as you go through this. But the benefit cost analysis estimated was 28,000. That's not something that we can do in house. Burns and McDonald, the firm I've been talking to, they have teams that write these grants and chase these on a regular basis. They have the experts that can help us. Now, does that mean? And I just want to make sure, I'll say it repeatedly. We're not talking about a better than 50% chance. We're probably talking maybe 10-15% chance that we've got a deal good that we could get. I do want to point out that everything that we're doing in prep for this grant, if we're not successful, when we take that information, we package it up and we start chasing these other grants that are coming out from the Federal Highway Administration and USDOT over this year and the coming years until we can start stacking enough to make this project more of a reality instead of trying to piece it together. And then definitely if we are successful, then that frees up a tremendous amount of infrastructure funds going forward for other projects around town. I think I hit most of the high points that I wanted to hit. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Point of order before we go any further. I'd like to ask the city attorney something. In looking at the plot, I just realized something. One of the changes to this is go through a piece of property that a family member of mine, partial owner of.
This one?
It's right here. That crosses over. Not there.
Oh, okay.
Right here on this plot. Should I recuse myself from any further discussion?
You should announce a conflict, not participate in discussion, and when it's called for a vote, recuse and restate at that time.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to recuse myself from any discussion. I do have a conflict with a family member through marriage that owns a piece of property that's part of this plot.
Okay. Wade, or are you looking for approval?
I am looking for approval to go ahead and negotiate a contract with Burns and McDonald to move forward with the benefit cost analysis and the other steps. And I do apologize for the short notice and late notice. This has kind of happened quickly. As we've looked at it more and realized that we are checking a lot of the boxes. The deadline on this is February 24th. So
Yeah.
I need to start tomorrow.
That's the reason why we kind of added it here at the last minute. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve this request.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second discussion.
Yes,
Mhm.
so just to clarify. So the Gibson that we're talking about goes from the highway all the way to Airport Road.
Yes,
So we have this, the center part at Forward Drive. You know, and then going up to the highway, reworking that, but also see something at the other end at Airport Road, realigning that. Is that all, is it all, or is it?
we want to do the alignment, the realignment of Gibson at Airport Road. And the purpose of that project is if you use that intersection on a regular basis, you know, if you're trying to pull an airport and
You get out there.
if you look to the right, you
there.
don't see real long, somebody's coming fast. So we want to realign, get to the top of the hill and improve the safety there because as, you know, we've already started seeing development increase there. We're starting to see a lot more development increase in that area. So traffic is going to, we're just gonna get more traffic, we're gonna get more people at that intersection, and it is a safety issue. So yes, it includes that. It includes extending Gibson from Freightway, which is the back entrance into FedEx. Extending that and then kind of going around where Baxter and Dr. Sidani and Dr. Cutler built that office. It would then cross 65 between Beefaroo and Car Wash, which we had actually obtained that right of way when Car Wash was being built, or at least quite a bit of the right of way that we needed. And it would extend past there all the way up to Bunker Drive would be where that. And so what it would create is it would create a pathway for traffic on the northeast side of town, or coming in from the northeast to get down into the area of FedEx or the apartments that have just been built or that whole general area without using 43, without having to get on 65. It's just part of a larger plan to give more local routes for local traffic to use and peel some of our local traffic off of 65.
Does this follow Harness Street up to Bunker?
So this project does not include the harness. Harness is being realigned as part of a project that should have started 3 months ago, where we partnered with RDOT. No, it doesn't follow harness. It goes between Beefaroo and the car wash. Where the drive is going into the car wash, that was all set up for that to eventually be a road.
So that's between Harness and Franklin Street?
No,
No.
it's not a street.
It's not a street
highway.
right now.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I will say too, I know nationally the funds were restricted, I mean, really reduced many years ago. So I'm encouraged to see that the states had fussed enough, I think, at them to finally get them to fund that a little bit better. So I'm pleased to see that we're going for these funds in this opportunity.
And I think going forward, we're gonna have to start going for these funds in order to address the needs as people keep moving here, which they are moving to Harrison, moving into the county. We're just gonna continue to see traffic increase.
Right. All
So,
right.
I mean, it looks like a roundabout there at FedEx,
Yes.
Mhm.
and all this is necessary to make this happen. I mean, can there not be any changes to it to make it be more cost attractive? I mean, is the city gonna pay out any money, or is it just gonna be strictly grant funded?
I think we have the opportunity because we, under the grant are considered rural. We do have the opportunity for 100% federal fund.
Okay,
That's gonna be part of the discussion going forward, as we get ready to apply for the grant, is whether we do want to throw a match in anytime you those, even if it's $1 million. Right now, we anticipate to ask for 13 to 15 million on this project.
from the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
No,
grant.
from the
Okay.
grant. So, but even if you throw in, 5% or, it's just some amount where, you're showing a little bit of skin in the game, that does help you work your way up the list as they're reviewing those applications. So I do foresee us coming up with some level of match that we do want to include in the grant just to increase our odds. Otherwise, I mean, if we don't get any grants, then as we do this over the years, we're paying for it 100% as well anyways.
So this will go across the golf course.
It will be east of the golf course.
Very close.
The Bennett property that's east of the golf course. It's between the golf course and
The country club.
between the golf course and
Kind of,
Sanders Supply, Aldi's, the land back behind Aldi's.
Sorry, wait, I may have missed it, but why again, or why the need to do this?
We need to start providing actual city streets that are designed to move traffic from one side of town to the other without depending solely on the state highway. I mean, as we increase in traffic, we've got to find places for those cars to go. Otherwise, our existing roads will just continue to be more.
Like
More
right next
congested.
at my bank's used as a road.
Yeah.
At that
Or-
intersection,
yeah.
people cutting through from Bergman,
Yeah.
coming down 7 and hit
It,
Bunker and then come through there, that intersection, it's just.
it's
Unreal.
the same reason we're realigning Harness next to the Met into the traffic light at Hester. Instead of people cutting through. Right now, cutting through the parking lot of the Met, which they've done at the bank, when it was the bank for years and years. That's the whole point. And you mentioned your bank, so the traffic light right now at Freightway or Forward. That would go away and essentially be moved up to this new intersection that crosses.
Yeah.
The main benefit for that is right now, Forward and Hester traffic signals are so close to each other. They're too close to each other. They're always going to work against each other. So the more we can get more spacing on those lights, and then also it just creates, the current intersection at Forward is it's public street only on 3 ways, on 3 sides. This way we trying to get our signals at places where you've got public street or highway on all 4 sides instead of just essentially T intersections with businesses on the other side.
yeah, Wade and Josh, I want to mention that this is not something we're jumping to right away. Wade has had this on his books for years,
Yeah,
years.
the improvements to Gibson and getting this corridor in place was put in the master plan at 2016, 2007.
Yeah, probably around 10 years. The opportunity to get the grant money just became available to us. So
And then
the project's been there.
we have actually coordinated this design of the plan with the 2 major property owners that are.
Yeah.
FedEx has been involved since the early design. They've seen the design. And then also Baxter and Dr. Sidani, who own property on the other side of FedEx, they've been involved in the layout and the design. They've actually, when they built Sidani's office, they went ahead and split their property up so that the right of way is already, it's not necessarily owned by the city, but the property is already split to where we just have to buy the parcel when the time comes.
So it's FedEx and Dr. Cutler and Sidani, are they are they benefiting from this financially?
Financially?
Like, are we having to buy their property?
Yeah, we'll have
Easements?
to acquire right.
Okay.
So there will be that, and that'll just be based off of the appraisals and what goes through the formal process. But yeah, I do think they would benefit from it, those properties, just from the simple standpoint that it improves traffic flow in getting to that area.
As many accidents as we've had, I think anything we can do to make our citizens safer, even with this project, would be great. That's I think you have a good plan put together.
Yeah. Okay. No more discussion.
Mr. Mayor, based on a conflict of interest, I formally recuse myself from not only discussion once again, but from the vote.
Sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion passes. Good job, Wade. All right. Hey, I'm going to turn it over to our city clerk. something we do every year at this time, and he'll take it away.
Okay, you've all got a little cheat sheet at your place on the dais. Where it shows what committees you are on. If you want to make any changes, I will say that it's been my experience, not so much as city clerk, but as covering the city council on, for the newspaper, that the second year aldermen generally don't make changes in committees, but you're free to do that if you want.
So once again, we have something on the agenda prior to that is the organizational resolution, ordinance 1344.
Oh, that's right. Yes, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, that's resolution
So that would be Wayne.
1344. Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
I'm sorry, Wayne.
Okay, now, what you said is part of what I'm doing. My part of it is organizational resolution for the council rules for 2026. This resolution number 1344, resolution to establish rules and procedure for City of Harrison Council meeting. At this time, I make a motion that we approve this resolution 1344.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you, Wayne. Back to you, James.
I'd like to point out in the resolution 1344, that if you look at the resolution, for clause 8C, it says financial interest, no member of the city council with a direct or indirect financial interest in any items before the city council shall participate in the discussion or voting on the same matter. So we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, aren't we?
Point of order is the item back up for discussion. So I raised my hand again and asked to discuss.
Yes, I'd like to discuss, because I found
That'd be
something. Is that okay?
Please, if council decides this is back open for discussion, I do have some specific items I'd like to point out.
Yes.
Paragraph number 17 on page 7 of 7, I believe was taken out under state law. Act 505 in 2025, virtual attendance at a city council meeting is not allowed under state law unless someone is aware of some change to the act that was passed. That was taken away from us last year. So there's no change in it. It's a resolution passed by the council, but I still will continue to advise that council members cannot attend, participate, or vote at a council meeting virtually. Just wanting to make everyone aware. That's all.
Okay.
Nancy, and we're 100% sure that is accurate, because in reading what you had sent me that day, it just, the remote section of that is up there with other words and definitions. And then it is a different section below that talks about the policy on whether we can attend, discuss, vote, and so on and so forth.
I agree that the act is ambiguous on whether or not discussion is allowed. I think that the act is clear as to whether virtual attendance can count toward a quorum or can vote. It's unclear to me whether or not the act lays out participating in discussion. I think it's clear on voting and attendance by quorum. And my argument there would be that if you cannot be counted toward a quorum, you don't have the privilege to participate in discussion. But I agree, I believe the act is very vague, but
My concern there is if you are a committee chair and you have some information and you're unable for whatever reason to be at the meeting, but you do have viable information to add firsthand. I mean, is that just something we make sure someone else has that information, or, that's my concern is if you've got some information, you need to share it. I understand not being able to vote or count towards quorum. That makes sense to me. So that's just my concern.
and I agree.
Okay,
However, I don't think the act sets out whether or not discussion can take place.
Clearly, yeah. Okay. So we need to take this out.
I don't think you need to, because of passing of a resolution by city council doesn't change the state law. I'm just making everyone aware that.
We can't do it.
So best course of action, do we vote to rescind the resolution? Can we do that? Can we vote to amend it?
Yes, and yes. I don't think you have to, because again, the state law says you can't attend remotely.
I'm always one for your policy and you needs to follow procedure and vice versa. And just so it's clear to us and we don't misstep.
And to your point, the state may be vague. I would prefer that we are not.
Agreed.
So I think we amend that to say that we can attend virtually. But we cannot be added for quorum, but that doesn't make sense either. If we can have discussion when then not as used as a quorum, then we're not really acting in the capacity of a city council member.
Perhaps we need to work to change the state law.
Is that a motion, Mr. Petty?
Oh, that's a.
So I would think we need to amend based on that, to remove that paragraph.
At the moment. Joshua Earl pointed out to me that I provided him with a legal memo on this point. So let me pull it up. It does reference the specific parts of Act 505.
Question, does this also apply to the governor of Arkansas?
A larger question that you're asking. It does not apply to every governing body, but it clearly applies to city councils.
Josh, would you think that the best course of action is to rescind it while she's reviewing the memo, or would you like to, just simply amend and remove that clause?
Well, this day and age, I wouldn't like to remove it, but I would like to rescind it while she reviews it.
Then you would have to make that in the form of a motion. And the mayor would have to act on it.
We've been discussing this, and it might be best to amend this resolution to completely 86, paragraph 18. Paragraph 18, 17 and 18.
Correct.
That will keep us within state law.
Just a moment. There is special language contained in the act that allows for, in certain circumstances, such as a governor's declaration of a pandemic, that allow it to take place.
So could we amend those to reference a pandemic or any declaration by the state of Arkansas, the governor of the state of Arkansas, that would allow?
I think that that the act authorizes that.
It will.
Yeah,
It
so you probably wouldn't need to address that.
I would offer up the deletion of 17 and 18.
Okay.
We'll take care of that. And
Yeah.
if there should be a declaration by the governor, then council can take action in order to put whatever provision is in place, because we can't anticipate whatever disaster
Just reference.
may be declared. Just put the title.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'd make a motion that we amend the vote on resolution 1344 to delete number 17 and number 18 on page 7 of 7 in the resolution.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any other discussion?
I mean, I don't think we should delete it. Just because of where we're at today and the world in which we live in. I mean, everything, all the meetings everyone does, we have Zoom here for the public to listen to. Why do we have to be public to, or present here?
I don't dispute that, but I would defer to the city attorney as whether a vote would be valid if we somehow don't comply with the state law. So would that invalidate any vote? Or would that council member's vote later just be stricken?
Whew.
It's a great question. Not something that's clearly addressed under Act 505. Again, you can leave the resolution as it is. It doesn't, you passing the resolution doesn't change the state law. I just don't want there to be reliance and the disbelief that it's allowed that you attend by Zoom. Because I think it's clearly in Act 505 that city council members cannot attend, vote, and be counted as for a quorum.
If we were ever audited, would this be an issue? Because it doesn't match up with the state.
No, because I would offer to you as many decades of ordinances and resolutions that we have. We absolutely have things on the books that are not consistent with state and federal law because there's not an audit process for resolutions.
Okay.
So a vote would have to be challenged in court, and then a judge would have to decide whether or not that vote was valid or invalid for that ordinance.
But let's look at recent events, the sales tax vote. Such a thing I would caution council to not rely upon the remote presence of a council member for something that is so timely and such a short controlled deadline. A dispute on whether or not a vote is valid could interrupt a process and cause a chain reaction, so.
Right, so I do feel that we need to get clarity on the state law. Because if after getting clarity from the state law says that we can, and then we remove it and we want to add it back, we'll have to have another amendment or
Right.
do something else to add it back?
So 19.
Yeah, 19 addresses that.
Well,
Right.
to be clear, I don't think there's any ambiguity in the new act. It says specifically, other than governing bodies of municipalities, counties, or public school districts, a governing body may adopt a policy permitting members of the governing body to attend a public meeting remotely. That's just one sentence. And I think that makes it clear that it does not allow virtual attendance by city council members.
Which part is that, Nancy?
That's on page 8. It is page 8 at line. Yes, Act 505, page 8. Well, it's repeated over and over again, but beginning at line 32. There are portions of this act that allow participation by members of a governing body. However, municipalities, counties, and public school districts are exempted from that and specifically prohibited from attending being counted as a quorum or voting by remote attendance. Now, I cannot find a reference whether or not you can join by Zoom in order to participate in discussion, because that's not addressed in Act 505. However, attendance, voting, and being counted for a quorum are specifically prohibited by Act 505.
That by definition tells you you can't attend virtually and you can listen, for example.
I agree,
Mhm.
except that it is
No, I couldn't
poorly
even-
worded. It is poorly worded and even says attendance means by any media. So I did have to advise council member that he couldn't even join a Zoom meeting. That he could in theory go watch it on YouTube, but couldn't join in order to listen and participate. Because that's
Listen live.
correct. It is poorly worded
Oh,
in the
gosh.
state law.
Well, we have a motion and a second, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. Any other discussion?
Anybody want to call for a vote?
Okay, the motion was to delete the two, is that correct, Wayne?
Correct.
The two, 17 and 18, I believe.
18.
No more discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Okay, let's do a roll call, James.
Okay, Gwen Mangrum or Gwen Hoffman,
Yes.
Mitch Magnus,
Yes.
Larry Phillips,
Yes.
Charlie Pierce,
Yes.
Reed Petty,
No.
Joel Williams,
Yes.
Wayne Cohn,
Yes.
Josh Earl.
No.
Outstanding.
Okay,
You have 6 in favor and 2 against, so the
Okay.
motion passes.
motion passes, thank you. Okay, folks, back to you, James. Keep this thing rolling, that's
Okay.
good.
As I mentioned just a little while ago, you do have a cheat sheet in front of you that shows your committee assignments. If you want to make changes to your committee assignments, this is the time to do it. And this is totally a council decision.
I am Chair of Resources and Policy, and I do want to stay on that, and I would like to ask Josh, Gwen, Mitch, and Reed to stay with me.
I would like to ask Chuck if he wants me to remain.
Yeah.
As well as Larry, Reed, and Joel, and Wayne.
Yes.
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 Public safety, I would like to stay as a chair with Mitch, Reed, Joel, and Wayne.
Yes.
Yes.
Internal affairs, I wouldn't mind remaining. Oh, I have to say everybody.
We don't have to.
Okay, just as is.
This is. Does anyone want to chair finance?
Just Mitch.
Just Mitch.
Charlie, do you want to stay where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all of them, I think, James,
Okay, so
except Reed.
you're leaving the committee assignments.
Make a motion, we leave committee assignments as currently assigned.
Second.
Okay,
And Mayor, you want to call for a vote?
sure. Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, committee assignments stay the same. That's pretty normal.
All right, now, we also have the one that is not on the cheat sheet. But it's right here. There is no one on the planning commission whose term expires this year. The one thing that we do have is it's not on the list, but Alderman Williams is the liaison, the council liaison to the planning commission.
Correct.
Did you want to continue in that role?
Yes.
Okay. Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, I believe Chuck had taken action or had asked the council to take action at the last council meeting to make an appointment for one of the council members or one of the committee members who was resigning. The CATPC liaisons are council members Pierce and Cone. Do you want to remain
Yes.
on in that capacity?
Yes.
The Entertainment District Board is Gwen Hoffman.
Yes.
Okay. Council member Phillips is the board chair for the committee, the Perpetual Care Board Committee.
Yes, sir.
Continue that. Mayor Pro Tem is Wayne.
I'll vote for him, yes.
Okay, now, the one that is not on here, and we didn't really think about it, was the ABC board, the Harrison ABC board. Joel, you're also the council liaison on that board. Do you want to continue doing that?
Okay.
I will add that to that,
Mhm.
and that takes care of that item.
So I think the mayor would need to approve that as well, since they're his appointments.
Well, the mayor makes the nominations and the council votes it.
There you go.
So motion to approve the mayoral appointments and council liaisons as presented.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, boy, we're done with that. James?
We have no citizen comments.
No, boy. Okay, council comments?
Yes.
Yes. When?
I just want to brag on the fire department. My mother had an issue at her home where her water heater just about exploded and could not get the water off. She called 911 and the fire department showed up very quickly and helped her address that issue. We were very appreciative of that and even helped sweep out water and clean up afterwards. But 2 points I want to make with that. Her water heater had been put in like in 2015, 2016, before series code enforcement was taking place. If the codes that were in place now had been put in place then, she would have not had this serious incident with her home. So they took the time to explain those codes and what needed to happen. We were very appreciative of that. Had no idea. You look at it every day because it's right there in your utility room, but no idea that it was failing in that manner. So we appreciate that. The current codes serve well, and I appreciate that. The other thing is, if we do not have the means to support our fire department, what goes away in that safety? What goes away in that code enforcement? If it had been there prior, we wouldn't have probably had this issue as serious as we did. So
Yeah, thank you, Gwen.
is working and serving. How do you come back and say, I can't come and help you because I don't have enough people? I can't keep you safe because I don't have enough people. So kudos to the fire department and to the city for where we're going, and I want to continue that momentum.
Well. Okay,
Mayor, are you gonna make any comments in regard to the tax issues?
sure.
Well, I mean-
And I think Gwen,
Josh has a comment to make first.
you go ahead.
We're still having the meeting on Saturday, January 24th.
Yes, I was gonna mention that after to make sure.
Okay.
On Saturday, January the 24th at 10 a.m., we're gonna have a finance committee meeting. It's going to be very informal. I'd like to set it up. Chuck we're gonna have it at Creekside. He's got us a room. Which meeting room is it? Harvest meeting room, January the 24th. And it's for the finance committee, and we're inviting the mayor and the general public, just as we would at any public meeting, to come there and just simply for us to go through a few things, some of the things we've looked at tonight, but also to have a roundtable discussion of things in a much more informal atmosphere. So thank you for bringing that up. I was going to, and I appreciate the reminder.
Yeah, I was just gonna add that you brought it up, just that I'm excited that we're all taking time to
Oh, absolutely.
invest in knowing that our tax dollars are being spent correctly.
And Josh, I will say this, I hope the room is full of people that ask questions.
I do.
I hope everybody in this room comes in and says, hey, what about this? And come in there with a large drink and sit down for a while and help us. It'll be good.
Okay,
10 a.m., what room?
Harvest Room, Creekside Community Center, 10 a.m. on January the 24th.
thank you.
And it will be in the media, so we will announce it, obviously.
Okay, I want to go ahead and comment on a couple of things. Gwen and I had been working this last month on warming centers. And there was some difficulty and we were making our way through it. And all of a sudden we realized we had a warming center in town. And we went down, talked to them. They got it set up. They had 10 people each night. And we were not even aware of it. And you know, it was interesting because I wanted to help. And I felt like because Gwen and I and the city needs to look out for these people, I need to get involved. And then I thought, I don't need to get involved. They're doing great without us. Let them keep doing it. I don't even remember what the name is. They're located on Radio Ave, right there on the corner. It's a,
Bless you, there's not anything there I can do.
say again?
Ethos.
Ethos.
Oh, really? Okay, great. But yeah, they've got it set up. They've got rules. They take everybody in and it's been real good. They just did it on their own. And I said, well, how'd you get the word out? And you know what they said? Our people they get the word out. You know, when you get one homeless person, he knows how to let the other people know. I don't know how, but they know how. And they're taking care of themselves. So,
And we do have another church who is in the position to long-term have a setup also. So we have kind of a plan and a backup plan, basically.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so I think we're in good shape. And you know, that cold weather really hit us quite early with a couple of nights. And we didn't hear a word from the public. Nobody complained. Nothing was on Little Birdie. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, why is our homeless gone? You know we got about 9 homeless people and we think they must have left because we haven't heard about them, but here they were taken care of. So that was really good. Gwen was helping set me up to mention the vote coming up. As you all know, we started trying to get information out last Saturday was the first of that. And then we have continued every day with various means, either it being Facebook, the radio, the newspaper, just, you know, we'll be speaking in various places. And it appears we're achieving what we hoped to. And that was let them know what it really is. You know, that their taxes will not go up. We are asking to eliminate the sunset clause because police and fire, we're always going to need you guys. And Wade with streets, you know, everything to do with Wade's department is needed. You know, the water, the sewer, the streets, the sidewalks, the overlay. That's where this money comes from, is that tax. So that's going to go on forever. We actually could use more, but we'll leave it at that. But it's vital that we get the information out. And that's what we're trying to do. It looks like we're achieving it. I actually was in a meeting with Mitch today about, and there were 8 people in there, and I asked the question, who understands what's coming up with tax? What happened, Mitch? They all raised their hand.
They all raised their hand. Most of them knew the details of when the original taxes went in.
Yeah, they knew more than I thought they'd know.
Exactly. But the mayor and I were really surprised by that.
Yeah, and they weren't government people. They were just public people that volunteered to be on this committee. So it seems, but we got to keep going and keep going. We don't want to confuse anybody, but
And a reminder,
keep
once
letting
again,
people-
Mr. Mayor, the other tax, this is a replacement for taxes that are going away. So your taxes will not be going up. As Ms. Bramer had pointed out, if you buy a cup of coffee today, it'll be the same price after this passes. But also, we still remain, I'm gonna say that from communities from 10,000 to 20,000, we are the lowest sales tax in the state of Arkansas. So when people say that we have a high tax rate, I don't know who they're comparing us to, because we're the lowest.
yeah, I think you all saw this, didn't you?
Yes.
Remember that? You see that red? That's Harrison, right at the bottom. And Donna will keep pushing that out. So we're in a good place. We are the lowest tax, but we're getting a lot of things done with the least amount of money. And that says a lot for our people, especially these people and those people over there. Okay, that's all I got. Motion to adjourn.
Go home.
Okay, we're adjourned, folks. Thank you
Go
all
to
for
the house.
sitting through this. Wow.